Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with a new problem for 63rd problem, which is called island perimeter. It is termed an easy problem. Yeah, I would say this as an easy problem, but we need a little tricks to be implemented in this problem. The rest all is pretty much straightforward. Okay, let's you can pause the video and you can go through the question. Otherwise I'll just say this to you. You'll be given a two-dimensional array which consists of zeros and ones, where one represents land and this forms an island. We need to determine the perimeter of the island. So in the example given here, the perimeter is obtained by adding the corners of each land. So here in the question, if 1 is in the index 0, 1 of in the matrix, so that will have 3. It will have the perimeter of 3, because this edge is included in the island. That shouldn't be counted. We should only count the outer edges that are exposed to either water or they're exposed they're out of bounds. So that is the main idea behind this question. What I used in coding is whenever we encounter a water body or a zero in a matrix, or whenever we encounter an index out of bound, we need to increment the count. Okay, so suppose if we consider this example, if we go to 1, 1 is going to have 1, 2 and 3. So 2 are zeros and 1 is index out of bound. So this in total has 3. 3. This holds contributes 3 units for the perimeter. Similarly, this one will take 3 as well, but this will take 0 because it is surrounded by land all the sides. This is much about it. So I'll write the code. It's pretty much straightforward. So in the question, the thing that is very important to consider is the question, it is very clearly mentioned that there is only one island present. There is exactly one island. So we can assume that generally if you look at the way how we solve a number of island problems on Leetcode, we take one starting index that is having a 1, and then we make other elements 0, so that we don't repeat or we don't visit them again. So the same concept here, but here we just need to get the starting point of the island, and we need not do anything. So this for inside a for loop will run only one time. In the sense it will run till we encounter 1, but the moment we encounter 1, it will run only once. Okay, I'll just write down the code. Maybe then it will be very much clear for you guys. So grid.length I++, and then we need to have a j is less than grid of I dot length j++. So here if we have grid of I and j as 1, and we can simply do the return, and you can do the find perimeter method. Okay, so that's it. So once we encounter this, it means that we encountered an island. It might be any point in an island. It can be you have encountered here, or you can, even if you encounter here, you will get the same answer. And so that's why I'm just getting an if condition, and then I'm simply returning. So this will have our exact value of the perimeter. So in this I'm passing I, j and grid, because these 3 things are needed. Other than these 3, I don't need anything else to compute the perimeter. Suppose we didn't enter into this for loop, I'm writing a return. Okay, now coming to this helper method, what I'm going to return, I'm going to return integer, and the method name is public int find perimeter. You have int I, you have int j, and you have the grid. Now coming here, the first statement that we always write error conditions. So if I is less than 0, or I is greater than or equal to grid.length, or j is less than 0, or j is sorry, less than 0, it's not is equal to, I'm so sorry, less than 0 or greater than or equal to grid of 0 dot length. Okay, I'll just write the next line, or grid of I and j is equal to 0. So this is the error condition. So if we encounter this, we need to return a 1, because it means that we have we have encountered an outer index, so something that is either out of bounds, or we have encountered a water body. So the very important thing to consider here is we need to have an x variable or some variable that is going to store the temporary value of the x, that is the temporary value of, see, this 1 has 3, right? So it should be 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that value you have to store. Be very careful with primitive types, because in general, if had it been an array list or any other wrapper or any other object, we can simply pass it in the argument something like this, and then we can return it, and we need to keep changing that, and if we return it, that's it, we get it. But this is a primitive type. The value of the integer keeps changing for every recursion, every inner recursion. So suppose even if we get x is equals to 4 in the innermost recursion, by the time it comes to the outer recursion, the 4 will not be retained. So that's why I'm going to keep a counter here, so that every time we call this function, it'll be set to 0, and it will return either 1 or either 0, or that's it, either 1 or 0. And now here I'm going to calculate the value of it. So this is all about, this is very important, this is the only thing that's very important in this question. I plus 1 j and the grid. So I'll just try to copy paste. Oops, okay, no problem. And finally what we do is we return x, plus 1 j plus 1 I minus 1 and j minus 1. So you guys are thinking, so if you guys think that this is the problem, then we are doing something wrong, because we need to keep track of the visited nodes. Suppose let's try to debug this code. So we just took this value now, okay, now it is not 0, it goes to this value, it goes to this value, it goes to this value, which is 3, 1, and now it goes to 4, 1, which is index out of bound, and then we return 1. Okay, that's fine. Now it goes 3, 1 goes to 4, 1, and x value here will be 1. So the next thing will be 3, 2. So 3, 2 here is again 0, so it will again return x. Now the value of x will be 2. Okay, now it goes to the next thing, that is it's 3, 1 will be now 2, 1. So 2, 1 is this one. So 2, 1 is 1. So we shouldn't visit this again, because we came from the top to the bottom and again we are going back. So we need to maintain a counter or some kind of distinction to know that we have visited this node, we came from this place, we shouldn't go back, because if we don't give this condition, it will again treat this as 1, and again the loop it goes infinite number of times. So okay, so what do we need to do? Can we do it something like this, I and j? So see, because the moment the loop enters here, it means that it is not an edge condition. Okay, it is inside the island. So can we do it something like this? No, we can't do it, because 0 is nothing but a water body, so we are converting an island to a water body, so that is totally wrong. We can't put 1 because it's already 1. The moment it comes here, it means it is 1. So we need to put some other integer which is not 0 and 1, and here it is very clearly mentioned that we have a grid which consists of zeros and ones. So let's take the next possible input, which is 2. Now suppose now all these ones, this one and this one and this one and this one, all these will be 2s because we have already visited. So by the time we go back, So suppose now we have encountered now we have gone to 4,1 and it goes to 3,2, and again it tries to go back here, which is having a 2. So if we encounter 2, what do we need to do? We need to return. We simply can't ignore, because if we just ignore, it will again come here and it will be an infinite loop again. So we need to do something. We need to stop the flow when it is 2. For that case, I am writing this condition: grid of I comma j. If we encounter a 2, okay, we need to return whatever value that is there in the x till that point in time. Okay, so this is where you need to have a good control of how you deal with problems like these. So this is very, very important, guys. If you didn't understand, just copy paste this code, or just write this code in your Eclipse or any other editor, and then just debug it. It will be very clear. Let me just try to run this code and check if there is any issue. If there is any issue, we can fix it. Let me run this. Okay, this is accepted, and then let me submit this code. Okay, guys, so that's it. So we are not using any space, and we are not using any the time is also, it's pretty much good. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you liked my explanation. If you did, please click on the like and subscribe button. That will really help me do other videos as well. Thank you so much. Prepare well for your interviews, and bye bye. Have a great day.